Hello traders, John at StockBookie.com. Today we're looking at the SPY, the IWM, the Qs, the DIA, the IYT, and the USO. So let's get right into the SPY on the daily, weekly, monthly time frames. We use technical analysis here at StockBookie.com. So again, it's been the same old stuff over and over and over. We have bullish consolidation, they pop it up on the jobs report. Bullish consolidation, they pop it up on the jobs report. Now they're trying to get some follow-through action on no volume. We had 79 million, or actually 76 million on the day, and that's after hours included. So I mean it's average, you know. I mean we've been having days with 40, 50, 70. It's actually kind of pathetic, but it is the end of the summer. You would expect that in these markets. So again, we're above the moving averages. We're slightly bullish or in a bullish stance, but you know what? After 2 months of consolidation, this thing needs to start moving up. If this thing doesn't start going and recapture that 220 area and get above that, I think we're going to have some run into some problems. Weekly, same thing. It's just chopping around, nice umbrella top. You know, it is slightly bullish consolidation. We are over the 20 MA and the 50 MA. But again, on no volume, I want to see this thing to start to rip. It needs to get above the 220 area, and then possibly 223, 225, and then we'll talk. Monthly, same thing. We never closed above the big green breakout candle. Made a nice little doji. Again, I want to see it get at least above the 219.60 all-time high, and then get above that 220 area. Until then, I'm still slightly bearish on these markets. Let's go to the IWM. You know, it's funny watching the IWM. This one should be a leader in the markets, and it's still lagging. And you know, now after bullish consolidation pop on the jobs report, now they're trying to get some follow through over here, which is it's almost pathetic. Follow through on zero volume. I mean, come on, that's just not a good combination. And then this one here, we just every week we just slowly grind all the way to this high pivot, which is 125.71. We're going to have great resistance up there. And also you have this trend line coming from down in this area. That's going to be some good resistance. If you are not short the IWM, you can start taking it. Just use the all-time high as a stop out with confirmation. Very easy trade, very tight stop. Or you can really be patient and see if they can run it up until this gap fill. That's what it almost looks like what they're doing. I mean, we went from 93 to 125. Just an unhealthy move. You need to go slow and steady, not fast and furious. We had a couple little pullbacks here, but come on, this is just getting ridiculous. And again, lagging indicator. This thing should be higher, and then just keeps going. What I'm looking at is we have 8 months up on this one, which is ridiculous. The SPY, I think we went up 7 months, and it's just in that time frame where the markets can start to pull back. But you know, until the volume starts to come in, it can actually keep floating. So right now, just be patient, sit on your hands, do some scalping during the day, try to make a little bit of cash. But again, lagging indicator. This thing should be going. Man, it's been a long day, guys. Had a couple good trades today, though. The Qs, same stuff. Except this one just kind of a rolling top. We had this fake print popped up. They kept it in there. We went for it, came back in, went for it, came back in, had a bearish pattern, popped it up, got above this inside bar. They recaptured this, and now we're almost over these pivots here around 117.98. Let's see if we could get above that 118 area. Then I'm thinking we're going through that 118.78 again. We could get above that and get to the 120 area. Then it's a little more slightly bullish, but again, when you're consolidating this long, this thing better start breaking out. When it breaks out, it should rip. If this thing does not rip, it will go up 1 or 2 days. It's going to reverse engulfing candle, and it's going to tank. I've seen it 100 times. This one now on the monthly, we did close above this breakout candle. I mean, we broke out to the top, stopped there, consolidated. More on the daily, you know, doing this stuff, and now we're looking like we're popping up. Let's see if we can close above the 118.78 or get above the 120 area. That would be even better for the Qs. The DIA. DIA, looked at this earlier. They did recapture the 20 MA the other day. It's barely holding on. I didn't mind this slightly bearish pander under the MAs, but when we kiss the 50 MA, they blast off. I think the jobs report, blah, 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 right above. They're right back to where they want it, right above the MAs, because that means it's bullish. Weekly, choppy, sloppy. But I like this inside bar. We're going sideways. We need to recapture this. Let me go on here. We need to recapture this high around 185.50 or so. If we could get above this high of this candle, then I believe we can possibly go to double top. We go to double top, look for resistance and a possible pullback. If you're bullish, you need to get above this, confirm, and I think we could go higher. We could actually shoot for the 190 area and even numbers, 195, 200. You could go that way. So if you are short this, make sure you have the right size position and do a stop out over 200 bucks with confirmation. So whatever that means, if you got to do a half position to give you a wider stop, so be it. Money management is critical in these markets right now. Monthly chart, we could not close above the monthly candle here. We're trying on this one. We have a nice little doji. We'll see if that's a reversal sign or if this thing keeps moving up. Let's look at the IYT. And what a day on the transports. So we recaptured the 8,000 mark on the Dow Jones transports, and we recaptured, let's see here, we did get above this area. We've been talking about the 144.42 area, and then ultimately this pivot right in here, this gap fill around 145.13. It got there. Let's see how this thing reacts. It needs to keep pushing. Needs to definitely get above the 146. If it does that, then I'm thinking we're going to go to 150. If you're not short the IYT, then definitely up in the 146 to 150 area, you want to start adding. If you're down in here short, you want to make sure you have the right size position so you can always add up here. These are the markets where stocks move up for no reason, so you have to take half positions or quarter positions and keep adding until a full position. You just have to know your strategy. If you're going in this one with 1,000 shares, then no, first area of resistance you're going to come into is around the 142.32 or 142.99, or even on this one, when we came back up, you short it, maybe 250 shares. If your max is 1,000, comes back into here, you short it again up into this area, or you wait patiently to get up into this gap window or gap fill around the 145. If you have 250 shares here, another 250 there, now you're looking at getting to the 146. If it gets above that, your next area to add would be around 150. It is a patient game, or a game of patience, so you just have to just kind of ride the wave, go slow and steady, and not load the boat. I mean, there's times where you can just go full position, boom, get out, in and out really quick and just get it done. But there's, like I said, these markets are tough, and when they're going to bounce, they're going to bounce, and you want to make sure you have something left in the tank. Weekly chart. Weekly chart, we've been talking about this bullish pattern. As long as we stay above the MAs and this 382, we have a good chance of moving up. If we move up, it's the 146 area, then ultimately into this area around the 150. So if you're not short this, let's see if you can get into this area here, then you could definitely start adding shorts. If you are short down here, just make sure you have some left in the tank. So if it gets up into the 150 area, you want to add your position up there. Monthly, same thing. We're above the 20 MA. It's trying to recapture it. This is going to be a monthly close, so we have plenty of time to see if this thing closes up above the 20 or below the 20. So we got to give it a couple weeks before we look at this. But same thing. We are in an inside bar bearish, but we also have an inside bar bullish pattern, which is trying to play out. But you got to keep an eye on the 8,000 level on the transports. If that holds and confirms, then this one could possibly go higher. The problem is it's another lagging indicator. So I'm thinking the IWM in this one, all right, the other ones are at all-time highs and they're really not going anywhere. So let's try to push these last two items, the IYT and the IWM, since they are lagging when they should be leading. Let's see if we can start pushing these and everyone will believe, oh my gosh, there goes the transport. Oh, and the IWM's at all-time highs too now. Holy cow, everything's at all-time highs. You got to get in. Buy, buy, buy. No. He actually got a short up here as a technician, in my opinion, of course. And then the monthly, yeah, we got to see where it closes. You want to, if you're bullish, you want to see it close above the 20. If you're bearish, you want to definitely see it reverse and come back in and close below the 20 MA. Let's get into the USO. USO looks like some news came out. It's 10. Well, actually, no, it's about 13, 14 cents up after hours. It's got a nice bid going on, but we'll see. Just more news-driven crap. So, oh, look at this. So now you have a ton of resistance here. They're going to need to pop it up over the resistance to keep this thing going. You have Oh my gosh. Sometimes people, you just can't make this crap up. So think about it this way. You're coming up to a river or a big, hole in the ground, and you can't, and you just can't get through it, or to go through it. Oh my gosh! Or better yet, a river. So here comes the river flowing, and man, it's going to be hard to get through this river because they're going to wash you away and possibly push you back down. So the way they get above resistance is spread out the news, spread a rumor, whatever the heck you got to do, so it pops above it in the morning and then continues on its way. So we can actually get a gap and go tomorrow, but we still have an area around 1073 where it's a gap fill, and then ultimately you have the 1097 area. We are still short the USO. We sold half the position. If it gets back up into here or up into here, we will short again. Rinse and repeat. That's what we do. Weekly. Weekly's going to have a little more problems here. They're going to have to gap this thing up above 1136, which is not going to happen. But, hey, if they could get it above this area and possibly pierce into these moving averages, then they have a easier chance of getting above this stuff, tomorrow. So right now we're at 1065, which is right in here. So if we get it above, that's 1066. They got to get it above that area and then to continue going on a nice gap and go. But we're going to have big resistance up in here. So don't believe the news. Don't believe the hype. Just follow the charts. They'll guide you in the right direction if you know how to read them. I'm not always 100% right, but I try to be at least 90. No. Now, I have losers, but I have a lot more winners than losers, so that's all that really matters in this game. You do 300 trades a year, you have 50 losers and 250 winners for the average of 3 to 7%. You're making money. It's pretty simple. It's a numbers game. So overall pattern on the monthly, though, still bearish on the USO. Now we're in an inside bar. Needs to get above the 1070 area, then maybe. But if it definitely got above the 1384, I think we can get one of those short squeezes. They'll squeeze it up maybe to this breakdown area around 20, and then they'll bring it right back down. But each day is going to give us a new piece of the puzzle, so we'll determine what this thing's going to do tomorrow. But as of now, it's up about, so is it 12 cents after hour? So something's going on here. I gotta look into it. StockTwits usually has some people that's telling what's going on, or maybe it's got to be something with Iran, or I don't know, talking heads. But anyways, guys, it's been a long day. Thanks for watching my videos. Hopefully I'm helping some of you guys out there. And God bless. See you on the charts.